Don't stop now. Stop election interference and support the For the People Act, paid for by Represent Us. For all of your IT needs, visit OmniPerforms.com. Omni Strategic Technologies, the only IT company that the Watchdog trusts.
Did you know that 3 Ohioans are diagnosed with oral cancer every day? Dentists are doctors of dental surgery and can recognize life-threatening conditions and treat oral diseases before they become serious health complications. Ohio Dental Association member dentists are located throughout the state and are dedicated to providing the highest quality dental care. Ask if your dentist is a member of the Ohio Dental Association and American Dental Association, so you know you're being treated by the best. To find an ODA dentist in your area, visit associationsadvanceohio.com.
Battery power made by steel. From trimmers and mowers to chainsaws and blowers, steel battery tools are exactly what you need to tackle your to-do list. Whether you need to maintain your yard or completely transform your landscape. Shop online for the Steel AK Homeowner Series starting at just $199.99. Pick up at over 10,000 local steel dealers. Real steel. Find yours at steeldealers.com.
Hello everyone. From the Watchdog, I'm the Storm Tracker, Darnell Foster. With a look at your local weather forecast for your start to the work week. Mostly cloudy, a few scattered showers. Daytime high near 63. Overnight low of 46 degrees. Under mostly cloudy skies with periods of rain. We'll see a drier Tuesday under a mix of sun and clouds. Temperatures near 70 for the daytime high. Have yourself a great day, everyone. From the Watchdog, I'm Darnell Foster.
The views and opinions expressed on the following program are not necessarily those of this station or its sponsors.
Good morning, my people.
Today is a very special day.
Why is today a special day?
It is National Grilled Cheese Sandwich Day.
Can you make me a grilled cheese sandwich?
Wondering if you could make me a grilled cheese sandwich?
A grilled cheese sandwich. It's so cheesy.
Pretty awesome grilled cheese sandwich.
Say cheese.
Cheese.
Grilled cheese.
Get the show on the road.
It's showtime!
News, information, conversation, controversy, and fun. This is the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe.
Well, temperatures bumped up a bit, 50 degrees and cloudy at the Wheeling, Ohio County Airport, 50 degrees here at my home studios in Elm Grove, and 50 at the Robinson Auto Group Studios downtown Wheeling, in the heart of the Ohio Valley. It's going to be a dark and dreary day, some spotty showers possible, a little bit cooler than the weekend. We got into the 80s over the weekend at some point, but we'll have a high of only around 60 today, so it's not a bad day, just not anything quite like we had for the weekend. 9/11 here on the Watchdog Morning Show. We have spent so much of our time the last 60 days with the West Virginia legislature. We will do a little bit more today and over the next couple of days, and then at least for a while, we'll put the legislature behind us and move off into some different territories. Going to get to COVID coming up in a couple of minutes. Also, we're a couple of years, well, we're 4 years away from the next presidential election, but there are some names being bandied about, and if you know who one of the names is being bandied about as our next presidential candidate,
who would that be?
Well, let me ask you this. Who do you smell what he's cooking?
The Rock.
Yes. So I'll tell you that story. We've got a poll out. And in this poll, he's up there. President Rock.
President Rock.
We'll get to that coming up a little bit later on this morning here as well. So I got a lot of things I want to do. If you have something on your mind, text me 304-214-1600, 304-214-1600. It is the Watchdog Radio Network text line, and we're always happy to have you text in anything that's on your mind, anything you want to talk about. Also, thanks for watching us on Facebook Live Video, our Facebook page, my Facebook page, the Watchdogs Facebook page, our YouTube channel, the Watchdogs YouTube channel, and at watchdognetwork.com. All of those places is where you can find the streaming video, morning show, and all of our programs. I always do ask you, if you're watching us on Facebook Live, please hit a like and then share it to your Facebook timeline or your news feed so other folks can, or other pages maybe that you manage, whatever, let other people watch us as well here on Facebook. Biffy, you weren't excited about the Masters, right?
No, not really. The first 2 days with what Justin Rose did and the run that he went on, and then he kind of faded over the weekend, really. And after the Fridays, some of the big names that didn't make it to the weekend, Dustin Johnson, Brooks Koepka, Rory McIlroy. I mean, those three right there, and I think there were a couple other ones that didn't make the weekend. And Jordan Spieth just got off to a slow start on Sunday, and apparently he wasn't the only one, and never really, kind of made that big of a threat. And Hideki Matsuyama, who ended up winning it yesterday, the round that he had on Saturday, I mean, he shot 7 under and just made one heck of a run on Saturday, and kind of held on yesterday. Xander Schauffele, who went on a nice little streak on the back, birdied 12, 13, 14, and 15, and kind of made it really a little more interesting going to the last 3 holes. And unfortunately on 16, he triple bogeyed the par 3, hit his drive into the water, and then had to hit again his third shot from the drop zone, and then he had a chip that went over the green, and then he just made a mess of 16, and after that was pretty much the end of any hope to put pressure on Matsuyama, and he finished 16, 17, and bogeyed 18, and ended up winning by 1 shot. So, yeah, I mean, not the ending that the thrilling ending that we sometimes see at the Masters.
Like to see with the Masters, yeah.
But
Matsuyama is the first Japanese man to win a golf major, so that's an historic, at least, event over the weekend. Although I have a little statistic here. Matsuyama had gone 93 tournaments without a win. Wow.
Yeah, that's
that's the longest for a Masters champion since 1987. So he's probably a pretty happy guy today, huh?
Well, and I think 10 years ago at the Masters, they do the amateurs. They have the low amateur, and that was him, I believe, 10 years ago. So to go from being the low amateur to winning, and they at one point yesterday they said it's I think it was 7 o'clock here, maybe a little after. And they said over in Japan it is 8 o'clock in the morning, and they are getting ready to celebrate if they if they didn't start early. So I mean, he's over there. He's going to be a legend to the.
He's going to be a hero. Yeah, absolutely.
To the people in Japan, and it was funny. Someone joked. I saw on I think it was Twitter. Someone tweeted, "Well, he won't have to worry about buying another drink again in Japan." So just the history behind it and everything, and now you have to wonder, does this open the door for, pick another country that, hasn't had a Masters champion? Does this now open the door for that? Are we going to see a trend now towards...
That's a good point.
Towards countrymen that haven't won the Masters for their country, so...
Matsuyama is the second man from an Asian country to win a major. Yang from South Korea won the PGA Championship in 2009. So you don't see a lot of champions coming out of Asia, but again, maybe this is beginning of a trend. We'll have to wait and see.
And I think
I saw some.
I was going to say yesterday after he won, some of the golfers, Jordan Spieth stayed after because he finished earlier, obviously because he wasn't on the final group. But you had Jordan Spieth, I think. Kevin Na, they mentioned, and maybe a couple other ones, stayed after to congratulate Matsuyama on winning, as he came through to go to sign his scorecard, make sure everything was okay. And, for the golfers that did stay, it shows the class that they have to do that, because not every golfer would do that. They want to get out of there and leave early. So for the ones that did stay, again, Spieth and Kevin Na and a couple other ones, for them to do that, I thought was pretty classy.
I didn't watch any of it, but so I don't know what was said or not said, but I saw some commentary, some folks complaining that the announcers didn't talk about Tiger Woods' problems and how he's had so many problems. And my thought, again, I didn't see what was said, if anything was said or not said, but in reading that commentary, my thought was, why would they? I mean, why would they talk about Tiger Woods having been in an accident? He wasn't playing in the Masters.
No, and actually, I think it was on Saturday, because they had about an hour rain delay because storms moved through. They actually went back and played the final round of the 2019 Masters, which, oh, by the way, we all remember that's what Tiger Woods won. He won the 2019 Masters. So, you had on Saturday, for part of the rain delay, the final round of that. And Tiger actually did congratulate Matsuyama on Twitter yesterday afterwards. So, yeah, he congratulated him. And then with the delay on Saturday, you had the final round from 2 years ago, which was still something to see. You didn't get to see all of it because the rain delay was a little over an hour. But, I mean, other than that, yeah, I mean, why would they? Man, he's not there.
Yeah, I don't get this belief on some people's part that we have to always talk about the negative news about any individual or group or whatever, when it's not. I mean, certainly you mention if it's in a newscast, or I guess if Tiger Woods had played and won, but I mean, it's like the talk we had when Baylor won, Baylor, right?
Yeah, they won the basketball.
Yeah. And then people are, well, why didn't they talk about all the troubles that Baylor's had in the past? Why would you, when you're talking about the NCAA championship game?
Which
it's not a documentary about the troubles of Baylor. It's just, hey, they won.
Which,
why would you talk about Tiger's accident in the Masters? He wasn't there.
No, he wasn't there. And by the way, I went back because I had totally forgotten about the Baylor stuff from, what was that, I think 2003 or whenever they had their problems. I had someone call me about that, and they said, hey, go back and read what had happened. I totally forgot about it, and when you go back and read it, it makes you sick to see some of the stuff that went on, I think in 03 or 04, whenever it was, but yeah, if you go back and read it.
But you don't need to drag that up during the culmination of the tournament. That's my point. We certainly have talked a lot about the Tiger accident, and I'm beginning to wonder, is there more to it than we thought? I mean, I think that's fair conversation, but why would the announcers bring it up when they're covering the Masters?
Especially when you have history about to be made, which was made yesterday afternoon. I mean, why would you want to overshadow that? Why would you want to steal, the spotlight basically away from Matsuyama and what he accomplished yesterday? That's not fair to him, and really, it's not fair to any of the other golfers out on that played yesterday as well.
It's just there are just some people who have to make sure that everything is negative. We have to talk about all the troubles, and again, I'm all in favor of talking about the troubles in the right context. After the fact, you want to go back and talk about Baylor's problems in the past? Okay, but it's not something that is relevant the night of the championship, nor are Tiger's problems something relevant during the Masters. That's my opinion. 9:22 after the hour. We have a couple of games. We have a game tonight. Is that right, Biffy?
Let me see. What do we have tonight? I know the Penguins are off until Thursday. No, we don't have anything tonight.
We don't?
No, I don't think there's any basketball tonight.
Okay, I had it on my sheet, but I won't mention it because I thought maybe it's not there anymore. Maybe it's gone. They're
No,
having after all. So I'll just,
No,
I will leave that alone and acknowledge my own ignorance in this and and move on. We'll talk about a couple of national stories coming up. Also got COVID information to get to where, I'm feeling so good. I'm feeling so good myself personally about getting back to normal, and I'm this close. I'm thinking about calling some friends for lunch this week, and we've been out to the playground a lot, and I'm seeing more and more people feeling like the normal is coming back. And then I look at some of the numbers, and I'm beginning to, oh God, please let's not jump the gun too fast,
Howard, I do got to correct you. You are right. We do have a game tonight. It is at 7:30 on AM 1370 WVLY and 97.7 FM. John Marshall is at Lindsley tonight.
All right, that's what I had on my list, but
Yes,
my list isn't always correct. So
you know what it is? I'm not used to seeing a basketball game on a Monday night. Usually it's a Tuesday night or a Thursday or a Friday.
I understand. When I first saw that, I looked at my list and I double checked the dates. I thought that doesn't sound right. A Monday night game.
Yeah, no, you were correct. That was my fault, not yours. It's again, John Marshall at Lindsley tonight, 7:30, 1370 WVLY and 97.7 FM.
All right, coming up, COVID information, our DC Digest and the Capitol Report. We have a couple more Capitol reports to get to, kind of wrapping up the weekend, and we will, over the next several days, continue to have some wrap-up conversation about the legislature. We'll have a couple of our local delegates come in, and we'll chat with probably Stephen Adams and so on, more about how things went, and then we'll put it in the history books, and we'll wait for the governor to make his ride through the state. Biffy, I'm going to tell you though, I think your idea is great. When he comes up here, somebody needs to take him across the Fort Henry Bridge. Somebody needs to show him how. Governor, we're now going to start. And I'm telling you, put your GPS system on so it speaks through your car, because I know this all the time. When you cross the state line, your GPS will go, "Welcome to Ohio." So put him in a car, his big old SUV, driving from downtown and say, "Governor, we're just going to take a quick ride across this bridge. And in less than 2 minutes, welcome to Ohio." And say, "Governor, that phrase meant, based on your proposal, welcome to a place where you can save almost 10% in taxes."
I'll tell you what, whoever the governor brings with him, I don't know how many people he has, but if they have room in that car, I'll volunteer to do it. I'll go with them. I'll show them the way.
Or you can show him, say, "Governor, I'm living on Wheeling Island right here, and it's easier for me with the traffic on this bridge to get to Ohio than it is to get to downtown Wheeling."
Governor, I'll even show you where the Super 6 is, because I can walk to the Super 6 from where I live. How about that one?
There you go. I got all of this coming up here on the Watchdog Morning Show. 50 degrees, dark and dreary outside. It's 9:26.
What is...
I was thinking the same thing. Or it's been canceled and nobody told me, told us. So. Jerry will send a text any minute now going, "Guys, let's do a DC Digest when we come back. You can come back with that intro." Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, that's probably what's coming up next, to be my guess. Boy, he is everywhere, isn't he? To the best of my knowledge, he's not mad at me, but boy, I cannot get him to come on. I know he's on every other show in the world, so I get that, but it'd be nice if he'd come on, just once again. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't think in the past, of course, it was a calculated move. I don't think it's a calculated move. I just don't know why we haven't had it happen. I guess I could reach out and try it again. Yes.
Then call 877-456-4155 and receive a free copy of Tom's ebook, When Bad Things Happen to Good People. Tom's ebook covers many questions people have about bankruptcy and includes interesting stories about people who tried to avoid filing and people who have filed for bankruptcy. We think you'll be surprised to learn some interesting facts about bankruptcy. Call 877-456-4155.
Wheeling Coin and Hobby on 10th Street in Wheeling, next to the Bridge Tavern in downtown Wheeling, wants to buy any and all unwanted gold and silver jewelry. They are paying top dollar for 10, 14, 18, and 22 karat gold plus 925 sterling silver. They also want to buy collectible coins and paper money from before 1933. Wheeling Coin and Hobby is open daily from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Coin and Hobby, 304-232-8430, and add them on Facebook.
Clarington. The Watchdog is protecting your yard. Join Howard Monroe, Hoppy Kercheval, Bill DeFabio, and Big Rick for the best live and local talk in the Upper Ohio Valley and beyond. Clarington trusts the Watchdog.
Here's some of the news from the nation's capital you'll be talking about today. This is the DC Digest on the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe.
Well, back in February, there was a USA Today interview with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Do you smell what The Rock is cooking? And in that interview, he said that he would, quote, consider a presidential run in the future if that's what the people wanted. Well, apparently they do. Now, I know we're 4 years away from the next presidential election. We're really 2 years away from when people have to begin to declare they're running in their primaries and so on. Although the truth of the matter is, in this political world we live in, the cycles just keep on going. There are people already beginning to make appointments in New Hampshire to go speak and so on. So maybe it's not too early. But a new poll was out this weekend. 30,000 Americans surveyed. 46% said they would support The Rock if he was to run for president. 46% would support Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as president. Now, even The Rock himself had this to say, and remember, this is he quoting about himself, so don't get mad with me. This is The Rock, quote, "Not sure our founding fathers ever envisioned a 6'4", bald, tattooed, half-black, half-Samoan, tequila-drinking, pickup truck driving, fanny pack wearing guy joining the presidential club." But he says if it ever happens, it would be my honor to serve the people. You know, I used to poo-poo and laugh and joke about this kind of stuff, and then we had Donald Trump. So.
Hey, remember, Jesse the Body Ventura
Absolutely.
was governor of Minnesota.
Absolutely. And you know what was weird? He was not a bad governor. Now, I think he got voted out of office in the second term. I think. Anyways, he had a lot of problems because he would not hew any party line. He was a very iconoclastic guy, and which I think is a good idea. He came and said, "Here's what I want to do, and I'm going to do these things." And it turned out he was not as stupid a man as we would have thought. Because believe me, before he was elected, I was like, "Oh my God, please no, Jesse the Body Ventura, no, we can't have this guy." But he was not that bad a governor. So we've had Jesse the Body and California. Arnold, governor, yeah. Right? I mean, and then of course Donald Trump, God help us. So I don't know. The Rock. Would he be President Rock?
I think you'd have to go with President Johnson.
I don't know.
I don't think they'd let him go by President Rock.
President Rock?
We could certainly do that, but I don't think anybody else could. I think it would have to be President Johnson.
The president's abbreviated nickname is POTUS, President of the United States. He could be ROTUS, Rock of the United States.
There we go.
46% said they would support The Rock if he were to run for president. Holy mackerel, Batman! That's amazing to me. Let's see, what else do I have here on the?
I'm surprised it's not higher than 46%.
Well, yeah. But that's a high number. 46% is a high number. Story comes out of Alabama. I alluded to this earlier. The Secretary of State in Alabama, and he had been considered a key Republican Senate candidate in Alabama. There are rumors swirling around about an extramarital affair. It's John Merrill, the Alabama Secretary of State. And he did what conservative Republicans often do in times of accusations and controversy and tumult. He went on conservative talk radio, and he categorically denied the affair. People are attempting to use this to either advance the candidacy of other people, or they are doing it primarily to harm me and my family. It's very frustrating, very sad. Then he goes off on one of these crazy things like Matt Gaetz did with the claim of a blackmailer. Merrill said that the woman who he supposedly had an affair with was stalking him and harassing him. And then he came up with this. Let me say unequivocally, these baseless allegations are entirely false. And then a 17-minute recording of the phone call between the two of them became public. And on the recording was discussion of several sexual acts they had performed upon each other during romantic encounters. Do you remember when you... That kind of thing. All right, I can't say the things, but they talked about what they did to each other. Now, to his semi-credit, Secretary of State Merrill appeared to try to end the affair. He said on the tape that he was seeking the Lord's help to stay away from her. I'm trying to stay away from you. And she's going, I mean, the woman said the relationship took place over 3 years. And now, so here's the point I want to make of this. I really wouldn't get into this, Alabama, Secretary of State, Senate candidate. I wouldn't do this, except it comes to the point, why do you categorically deny something when you know it is true?
And why do they always have to say they finally found the Lord?
Well, there's that too. There's that too. But it always comes out. It always comes out. Now listen, I get it. You deflect, you distract, you tap dance, you do the political two-step, you try to tap all around it and not, but you don't deny it categorically when you know it is true. And before any of you start to text me and go, well, maybe that was a made-up tape or something. No, he's admitted it now. Once the tape became public, he said, well, yeah, I had an inappropriate relationship with her. And of course, then he went on to say, well, it's not something I'm proud of. I'm very disappointed in myself. I'm disappointed that I allowed my family to be embarrassed and so on. The typical stuff. And all of that, I'm sure, is true. I'm sure he's embarrassed. I'm sure he's embarrassed for his family, if he has a family left. But my only point about this, again, is not my only point. It's another Republican hypocrite. But my only point about this is, why do you categorically deny something when you know it is true? Because you know you're going to get caught.
Don't at some point you just say, okay, enough. Don't make it worse.
Well, again, you want to deflect. You want to say, well, I think this is a story that is being circulated by my opponents. You can do that, but don't say it's a false story. And don't say, what was the phrase here? I categorically deny it. Don't do that. Why do you do that? Why do you categorically deny it when you know it is true? And maybe, I say we all know it always comes out. It always does come out. The Matt Gaetz story will come out. The details will come out. And I'm pretty sure that it will be very bad for Matt Gaetz when they do come out. But don't categorically deny it, because then it is 10 times worse when the story comes out. Before I leave the national scene, a Republican chairman in Texas says that Texas should secede from the United States, go back to being our own republic. Oh my God. Oh my God. He says, this is written into the Texas Constitution. It was promised to Texas when we became part of the United States that if we voted and decided we could go back to being our own republic. How'd that work for you when you had no power recently? How'd that work for you, Texas, being cut off from the rest of the country when you had no power? Sometimes I want to say, you want to secede? Go ahead. Go for me. Go ahead. Go back to. I guess it would be go back to Mexico, right? Go back to Mexico, I guess. All right, some more legislative stuff coming up and COVID information as well. Plus, Bob Westfall should be in to talk about what's working at the Big 7 today. All coming up here on the Watchdog Morning Show. But first, a Metro News update for you.
The Metro News update is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers, Mall Road, St. Clairsville. Get the best deal at Thomas Auto Centers.
Some of the legends of the game. You won't believe who I have on next. The Bill DeFabio Variety Show, heard on the Watchdog Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Tune in and get with the program. I'm Bill DeFabio. Join me for the Variety Show on the Watchdog.
Does this current crisis leave you wondering how to pay your bills? Well, a lot of people are struggling right now. I'm attorney Tom McIntyre. Call me today to schedule your telephone or video conference meeting, and I will send you a copy of my new book about bankruptcy, When Bad Things Happen to Good People. Call 877-456-4155. Together, we will figure out what to do now and what to do when this is over. We will get through this together.
Follow us on Facebook for the latest news, show updates, podcasts, alerts, and live video streams from the Valley's only network dedicated to local, community-driven talk radio, The Watchdog.
You can watch a video cast of our show every morning on Facebook Live or on our website. Plus, check archives of all of our videos on the Watchdog YouTube channel. The Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe continues.
50 degrees and raining at the Wheeling, Ohio County Airport. Going to be a dark and dreary day all day long. Some spotty showers on and off as well. High of around 60. As I mentioned, 50 at the airport, 50 here at my home studios in Elm Grove, and 50 at the Robinson Auto Group Studios downtown Wheeling in the heart of the Ohio Valley. Man, you got to be careful with the emails and texts and everything anymore, Biffy. Just got an email. Radio Monroe, that's me. Radio Monroe, your appointment for COVID vaccine is confirmed. Please click here. Well, I already have my COVID vaccine, so I don't need to click here. This says Pfizer. I didn't get a Pfizer vaccine. And when I checked to see who this actually came from, did it come from Pfizer? Nope. Did it come from the health department? Nope. Did it come from Everbridge or Walgreens or any of the people doing? Nope. It comes from ToscaLiniMZY.com. It's spam. It's spam.
Yes, it is.
And now here's an interesting question. It actually has so it says view in browser. I'm not going to do that. Unsubscribe. I'm not going to do that because when you unsubscribe from a spam, all you're doing is telling the spam people that you are a real person. And then it says report spam. Report spam. Do I report the spam to the spammers? I guess not. No, I guess not. God, you got to be careful anymore. You really, I mean, does this look like an absolute legitimate Pfizer email to me? Yeah. Till you do a bit of research. And I guarantee you lots and lots of people will click the link to it.
But
particularly if you don't have a vaccine already, you might think this is your vaccine appointment.
But one of the things that you did, Howard, that you should do if, you're questioning, take the mouse and hover over that website or address, and if it comes up and it's not like a .com or a .org that's say Jane Doe at Yahoo or wherever, at yahoo.com or whatever, and you got all that other garbage in there, that's how you know too that it's spam.
And if it supposedly is like this is a Pfizer vaccine, if it's not Pfizer.com, if it's some other strange name, it's not legitimate. I mean, if it says Pfizer.com, even that could be spam. But again, this is a bunch of letters and numbers and stuff. It's purely spam. But you got to be so careful. You have to be so careful. West Virginia nearing 7,400 coronavirus cases, according to the State Department of Health and Human Resources. This is as of last night. I've not looked at today's numbers. We first surpassed 7,400 cases back on November 10th, 2020. Then we've been falling since then, and now we're back up over 7,400 once again. 415 new cases across the state over the weekend, 3 additional deaths over the weekend. The Ohio County report I saw, and I don't have it in front of me, so if my numbers are wrong, don't hold me to this. I believe we had one additional death in Ohio County over the weekend, and I think 15 new cases of COVID. So the good news is more and more people are getting vaccinated. More than 460,000 West Virginians are fully vaccinated, and 662,000 have received at least their first vaccine dose. So that's over 1 million have at least partial vaccines. That's good. But the bad news is the numbers are going up, and we're seeing the case numbers go up, and we're seeing hospitalizations go up. In fact, in some areas, they're getting concerned about the hospital, running out on beds again. In the northern panhandle, our 4 counties had been green for a while, but Sunday they went to yellow. I know we don't follow that map anymore, but it still comes out all the time. So the Department of Health and Human Resources COVID-19 map, Hancock, Ohio, Marshall counties all yellow. Now, Brooke County was green, but, yellow is not terrible, but still going the wrong way. So we have to be very careful. Follow the rules, follow the guidelines, and, social distancing and all that kind of stuff. Meanwhile, story on the Big 7 this morning I thought was interesting. Can you be charged with falsifying your own health records? And the answer is yes, you can. Now, what's it talking about? There are people who are claiming they've been vaccinated and they're using fake vaccine cards. I guess you can, you can buy fake IDs, Biffy. Now you can buy fake vaccine cards.
Hey, you want to put a stop to that? You put a heavy punishment on people that do it.
You have to do something, that's for sure. The FBI says they're treating fake vaccine cards the same way that, this is from Channel 7, they're treating the way they're treating fake vaccine cards is the same way that they treat fake passports. Wow. Now this is before we even get into the issue of vaccine passports and whether or not you ought to be required to have a vaccine card before you can get into certain buildings and so on and so forth. I don't have a problem with that. A lot of people do. A couple of states like Florida, the Florida governor has insisted that no business may ask to see your vaccine card to get in. I think that's overreach by the government there. But we're not even talking about that. We're simply talking about you faking your own vaccine card. And wouldn't it be, okay, all right, you can do it, I guess, or you can buy one. Why wouldn't you just go, there's no cost to it. And they have vaccines. Why don't you go get a vaccine? Go get a vaccine and get your card. Don't face the FBI's wrath. By the way, these fake cards, one of the reasons why you may have seen a lot of social media postings about this, everybody loves to, when they get their vaccine card, they love to put a picture of it on their Facebook. I got my vaccine. Don't post your card online, or at least cover up all the critical information there. But if the FBI says, don't even post the card online. Don't even post it. Yeah, you're excited about the fact you got your vaccine. Show a picture of you getting the vaccine in your arm. Don't show your card. Because that's how people can make fake cards. Look at this one. I think I can pull this off the internet and make a few adjustments. Now, I don't think this is prevalent just yet, Biffy. But I wouldn't be surprised if it isn't prevalent at some point in the near future. If they don't start, more and more of these fake cards don't start showing up.
And that's going to be the only way to stop it. You put a heavy punishment, sentence, whatever you want to say, you put that on it and watch what happens.
Yeah, you're going to have to do something like that. Again, I don't know that it's that big a deal yet, but the Big 7 had an interesting story about it. You can read it at WTRF.com. Is Bob with us yet?
Yes, he is.
Mr. Westfall is here, as a matter of fact. So let's see what they're working on at the Big 7. Good morning.
Morning, Howard. How was your weekend?
It was good. It was good. Got outside, enjoyed things. Took a little nap in the sunshine once again. Played with the grandson. Had a big dinner. I had a couple of lobster tails yesterday. I love me some lobster tails. So
wow, sounds like a full weekend.
It was a great. How about yours?
Mine, I did absolutely nothing.
That's a good thing, though, right?
Well, yeah, stuff around the house need cleaned up and straightened up and getting ready. It's just a little bit of spring cleaning, I guess is what you'd call it.
Yeah, I think we're all kind of in that mood to get. I'm very much in the mood for spring cleaning, and I'm talking to my wife about her doing some soon.
Oh, that's nice. And it continues to amaze me how you do not end up at least seriously injured in your sleep.
Remember what I tell everybody, including my doctors. I take a dozen pills every morning, Bob, and my wife prepares them for me and gives them to me.
Uh-huh.
If anything happens to me, check the toxicology reports.
Yeah.
I think she. Just saying.
I'm just saying she's put up you with this long. I can't imagine anything else.
Yeah, that's a good point. What are you working on today?
Governor DeWine is going to be visiting our area. He will be at the Fort Steuben Mall this morning. Actually, DK is on our way up there. He is as part of his going across the state, visiting different vaccination locations. So he is going to be available for media. Some questions at the location. So we're going to get an update on how things are going in Ohio. I do believe Jim Justice has a presser today too, so we'll have an update on how things are going in West Virginia as well. So we will be live streaming that. Mr. Lynch will take care of that. So that's a couple things going on. We're checking out the 2 states. I'm sure there'll be some news out of Pennsylvania as well. So we'll have the tri-state area covered as always. So we will have that.
The governor says he's going to be going out on the road to try and sell his income tax plan. I've been mentioning all morning long. Biff suggests when he comes to Wheeling, somebody should take him across the Fort Henry Bridge and show him how close Ohio is.
Yeah. I mean, really, you got to be on. I mean, it's one of the concerns of a lot of people out there is it may chase business to the border states. I believe I saw a report last week, 29 of the 55 counties, all border states. So you've got over half your state. People could check things out across the border. So I think that is a concern. We are going to be checking on that. I'm sure we're going to hear about that today as well as press conference this morning, because it did not go well in the legislature this weekend. So I'm sure we'll hear more about that as the week goes on.
Absolutely.
A couple other things. ODOT released about $2 billion in road projects. We're going to talk to Lauren Burrell with ODOT New Philadelphia, find out some of the bigger projects in Belmont, Jefferson, and Harrison counties, find out what those projects are, when they're going to start, what the cost is going to be. So I know there's a lot of slip repairs in there, some larger projects. So a little bit of money coming to Eastern Ohio, at least to work on some of the infrastructure that's so important just to get around here.
All right, sounds good. Always something going on at the Big 7, that's for sure.
Always. Wheeling Heritage, real quick, they've started something called Wheeling Live Here. It's an initiative to bring remote workers to Wheeling. If you're working remote, come to the Friendly City. So we're going to talk to them and get more details on that this afternoon. So those are some of the big things we're working on. A little bit of rain, a little bit of sports. So we got everything covered.
All right, check things out at noon, 5, 6, 10, 11, 5:30, the statewide show, and always at WTF.com, as well as your Facebook page. All right, Bob, have a good day. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, guys, have a good one.
Thanks a lot. This Wheeling, living in Wheeling thing that Wheeling Heritage is doing, I've been trying to get them to come on the show, and I'm having no luck with that. I don't know if I've irritated Wheeling Heritage. It's like I'm irritating an awful lot of people anymore. I don't know. But I've been trying to get them to come on, and I've had no response. So today, coming up on Statewide Talk Line, Brad Smith, who is one of the chief bigwigs for Intuit and a West Virginia native who's pushing remote working in West Virginia. And we talked here on this show several weeks ago about the plan that they've got 3 different cities, including Morgantown. They're going to be the first ones to get some money from this Brad and Alice Smith funding project for remote workers. Brad Smith from Intuit on with Dave Wilson coming up on Statewide Talk Line. One thing that did not pass in the legislature, was that Confederate monument bill. That's a good thing that it didn't pass. Tomorrow, we're going to talk to Karen Cox, who's the author of a book called No Common Ground, Confederate Monuments and the Ongoing Fight for Racial Justice. We'll get into that, plus Tom Squitieri with us tomorrow as well. But for now, Biffy, I got to say sayonara, see you, bye-bye, farewell. I got to go. I got to get out of here. Kirchhoff continues on vacation, but Dave Wilson has the calm coming up next on Statewide Talk Line. And as for me, as always, good Lord willing, creeks don't rise. Bat phone doesn't ring. Don't get impeached. Don't retire. Ticker keeps on ticking. Don't eat too much. Ooh, there's a dangerous one. And Teddy says, it's okay. You can go back to work tomorrow, Granddad. I shall return tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock, when they go around the big gig. Are you back with me, Biffy?
I will be here for Tuesday.
Well, we're going to keep on doing it till we get it right.
That could be a long time.
Indeed.
The Watchdog is FM 98.1, AM 1600 WKKX Wheeling, FM 97.7, AM 1370 WVLY Moundsville.
The ABC News is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers, Mall Road, St. Clairsville. Get the best deal at Thomas Auto Centers.
From ABC News.
All right, Biffy. Not a bad day. I wish I could get that. I hate 8 o'clock and 8:40, 8:10 and 8:40. But I've said before, the legislature, I just can't get everybody to. Nobody wants to come on after 9 o'clock. So tomorrow, not too much legislature. I've got this Confederate monument thing at 9. Of course, Squitieri, and I've got a little public service thing with Beverly Massili at 8:40 for something for Harmony House. So pretty much taken care of. That takes care of most of tomorrow. And I think probably by Wednesday I'll look at getting Lisa and maybe Stephen Adams to come on to do a final legislative wrap up. Another day or two of that, and then we'll move on. Then we're going to find something else to talk about. Yeah, they probably are, and I assume the governor's going to be on with Dave Wilson today. Maybe he'll announce his plans for cruising the state, and that'll give us something to talk about too. We'll see. All right, good job today. I appreciate it. Can't do it without your help. I hope you know that. And if you need me, I should be around, I think, all day today. I've actually got a planning commission meeting tonight, and it's an in-person one. First time I've gone to any in-person meeting in a year, so I'm going to have to put on my sport coat and actually go to City Hall tonight. So I think so. I think so. Yeah, I'm going to have to put it on maybe I'll borrow Jason's Tesla. It drives by itself, just. All right, if you need me, though, I should be around all day. All right, otherwise I'll talk to you in the morning. Thanks a lot. All right, bye.
Oh, good neighbor, Pat Boone here. For years I've been warning Americans about the secret war on cash by big government, targeting your money and your privacy. Now, recent reports confirm that some banks are refusing to cash checks, and cash is being confiscated from innocent citizens. I'm serious. It's truly shocking. The folks at Swiss America have detailed all the dirty little government secrets in their free report, The Secret War on Cash, and it's available now by calling 800-630-1492. Why don't you write that down, 800-630-1492. Because time's running out to take action. Don't become the next victim in this battle. Get The Secret War on Cash. Call 800-630-1492. And be sure to tell them Pat Boone gave you this number, 800-630-1492. 800-630-1492.
Back to Great Britain for Prince Harry for the first time in more than a year for the upcoming